I feel like they're both up to something, him and AJ.
Ever since we lost the drugs.
Bro, I don't have it.
I've put all the effort to get them back. You've done nothing.
You don't know what he's capable of.
Do something! You lost my drugs. What are you gonna do? By Friday or else. Do you understand me? Yeah, have it. Friday or else. Do you understand?
Hate on me, dog, I don't care. This life that we're living ain't fair. Ain't holding a cup for your tears. I'm moving on, I'm shifting gears. What's gonna happen when the crew comes? Beat on your head just like King Kong. Now you see this life ain't fun. You ain't clued up, you don't want none.
So hello guys and welcome to the Clued Up Q&A session with myself, Khadija. We're basically going to be talking to the cast or the main cast members about the film and the making of it. Did you guys want to introduce yourself?
I'm Callan, I play Theo.
I'm Joel, I play AJ.
I'm Louise, I play Georgia.
Nice. So my first question I wanted to ask you guys is, or especially you Callan, how did the concept of the film come about?
I think that I started writing it when I was like 16, I had a meeting with my agent. And he said to me, he was like, you know, I shot a lot of stuff, and he said to me, he was like, you know, you need like some showreel footage. And I was a bit like, yeah, he was like, why don't you just make like a short film? I was like, okay. And you know how you see short films sometimes, excuse my language, but a bit shitty, a bit crap. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Then I went home and I remember started thinking about the things that I want to see on TV and what I'd like to see. I was like, oh, I miss Wally Road, I miss like aspects of drama and what is not done. And a lot of stories are being told from like older people that haven't really, you know, they just come up with a concept. So I went home, got to Tesco, and I was like, if I'm going to buy this notepad and pen, like, I'm going to commit to it. Started jotting down some ideas of scenes, and then from that, it kind of started to come together of things that I think would be nice to show for once. And yeah, just kind of all came together.
How did you guys meet, like, the other cast members?
So I did an open casting call in August. No, August?
September.
Not August. No, it was September.
July or August? No?
No, it was August. Because everyone, okay, September, August, whatever. And then I did an open casting call for the characters, and one of the main things for me when casting wasn't necessarily like, you have to be this or that, like there's no sort of type, it was just you send in a monologue, and then they would be sending them sides of the character that we think would suit to them. And from that, we got a lot of like diverse casting, and Louise was one of the lucky ones, chose for Georgia, and Joel was in an episode of Casualty. So I watched that, Googled him, stalked him, DM'd him on Twitter, and I was like, yo, like I got this project, blah, blah. He said, yeah, we met up, had a coffee, and then a couple of weeks later, we kind of started production within the cast, yeah.
And it's kind of based on teenage life,
Yes.
and the problems that teenagers face. How did you think that reflects, like, how a teenager lived in 2019?
I think it's real. I think obviously it's a film, so obviously some things are for entertainment aspects. But it's a film, so obviously it's going to be heightened a little bit. But I think that people might watch it and be like, oh, that doesn't happen, but it does. A lot of things that do happen within the film, I've heard stories, not personally myself, it's not biography, but a lot of things that do go on in the film, I've seen happen to my friends, people that I know of. So it's real, so I think that's something that I want to reflect. And even though it might be a hard pill to swallow when you do watch it and see certain aspects, and it is a bit gritty and you know you struggle to watch it, but it's real and it's a conversation that needs to be had. So I think it's got a good message behind it.
Because some actors and actresses sometimes act out their characters and they haven't experienced it in real life. So like Louise, how did you find acting I'm not going to mention like what you were doing, but like how did you bring that emotion out of you? Like,
I guess I had some stuff in common with my character, but then I was just, you know, it was good writing. There was a lot to work with in the script, so I just took what was given to me and tried to do my own thing with it.
Okay, cool. And how about you, Joel?
I mean, like off the back of what Louise said, like there's a couple similarities with me and AJ, but not like a lot. But of them similarities, yeah, that's what I found, like little pockets to like open up and just explore.
Okay, and we all kind of know that someone died in the film. We're not going to mention who, but how emotional was, because when I watched the film and someone died, I was like, no, I actually felt it. I was like, no, I'm actually sad. So how was the setting like? On the set?
It actually, I don't speak for everyone, but I don't think it was that sad. Like, I don't think it was that sad. Like, because it takes so long to do something as a night shoot as well, so you are kind of like tired, you're shooting for so many hours and you're crying, you've got to hit different angles, so it is like, I enjoyed doing it the most. I think it was cool, but I don't think it was like sad or anything. I think it was just because of like the next day the character's alive again and you're like, oh hey, I'm doing the scene, so you don't really feel it like that, so yeah.
How about you?
Oh, go on.
I mean, I didn't necessarily find it sad, I guess, because I knew what happened, I knew what was going on. It wasn't like a shock to me, so. Okay,
and how did you guys manage to get the emotion out? Because when I watched the film, and I've seen you guys, upset and stuff, how did that emotion come out of you? How did you, what place did it kind of take you?
For me, I like, there's some scenes when I'm quite emotional and that. So for me, it was just, I had to just summon this like sad energy from somewhere. So I just, me personally, I just like thought of something that I was sad about before the past and that, and I just kind of brought it to now, or when I was filming. And I just had it in my head, and then I just kind of just like got emotional with that.
Cool. And Callan, you play Theo, and Joel, you play AJ. I believe that you guys really executed your characters really well. And how did you get into that space of being that type of character? Because you played quite a bright boy that wanted to go to uni, and you were just a job boy that wanted to go on holiday and rave all the time. So how did you manage to execute those characters?
I don't know. I think that sometimes with casting you can either really, really go on with people, or it could just feel like a job. I think with not just me and Joel, but most of the cast, we all just naturally kind of got on. So I think when it comes down to doing scenes on set and off set, you kind of just get on. So we'll be messing around before a scene, and that chemistry is already kind of there before we then go ahead and do a scene. So I think that, for myself anyway, I think it's just kind of natural to kind of just bring that to life, really.
Yeah, same really. Natural really is like, with characters, it's about understanding your character, innit? Like, really getting into the depths of who that person is. So as long as there's like a lot of dialogue, like you can talk. I had Callan to talk to really find out who AJ was and that. So just talk about the character really.
And Louise, have you experienced what you went through, like your film, like in the film, like did you experience your character like previously, like outside the film in real life? Does that make sense?
No, I didn't get bullied at school, surprisingly. But when I just, you see that sort of thing quite a lot. So just had to take it on and see what I could do with it. Okay, cool. Yeah. And I want to talk about kind of offset when you were just messing around behind the scenes kind of stuff. Who was like the funniest?
Liyah's quite out there. Liyah, who plays Harley, the girl, the earrings, the yatty girl. Liyah's quite out there.
Your girlfriend, the one.
Like a little thing going on. So she's really fun. I think everyone's fun. Like I think everyone messes around. Everyone doesn't really hold back. I think there's a lot of icebreakers. Like on the first day, the first scene, we all did together. I know it was the second day for us, but for everyone, the whole cast, it was like our second day, and it was like raining, and it was like loads of people there. We had to do this really simple scene where the boys run up to the girls behind them, and I put their arms around them, and I did it. And I don't really know Joel well. I don't really know the girls well. And there was like a frame pot, and I literally just felt lit, and everyone found it funny. Obviously, I don't know these girls, they're actresses, and I don't know Joel. And after that, I think that was like a good icebreaker for everyone.
Cool. So. It's the same kind of thing, really. Like we all.
Dropping over.
Oh my god, that was funny. Just everyone got on well. Like we met quite a few times, like with read-throughs and fittings and stuff before we started filming, so it wasn't that daunting when we started. Also, with like our first table read as well, we had this table read. And, we're supposed to go through the script, and I think we did it for about 30 minutes. We actually did games, getting to know each other, and really stupid stuff. And there was already that you guys might think, oh, that's dumb, but it was a good icebreaker for everyone to kind of get to know each other. And I think that was really good to begin with. And kind of, you're going to be on set with people for so long, 14-hour days. You have to be able to, connect and, become that character and ask questions and, all that sort of stuff. So I think that was important for me to make sure everyone was comfortable on my set. And
John?
Oh yeah, he's not here today, but I found Manesh quite funny.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he plays one of the teachers. I found him quite funny,
I think you guys might have seen it in the film when the teacher, she's the lady.
Leslie.
And she tried to act quite
Oh yeah.
Down with that. I don't know if you guys.
No, they've not seen that bit yet.
That was quite funny.
That was
I
cool.
did like that bit. How long did it take you guys to actually make and create the whole film from like start to the end? I'm not sure.
6 years? I'm joking. Well, we started it in properly September 2017. We started filming in November. Took a break over Christmas.
Okay.
Took a lot of breaks.
A lot of breaks, yeah. And then sadly, Xheneta, who plays Jessica, her mum passed away, so we had to take a break again. Then sadly, after that, my dad passed away, so we had to take a break then. And then 2 weeks after that, started filming again in April, where we saw most of you guys. And shot in May, shot in October, and did some reshoots in January, and then we're here now. So like the final edit got done about 6 weeks ago now, so that's when it was like all done.
And how did you guys motivate each other during that time?
You guys motivated me.
Positivity, I guess. Keep pushing, innit? Because like, nothing's ever gonna get done if you just like stay where you are, innit? Just stagnant. You need to keep moving and keep pushing, no matter what like obstacles are there, innit?
Okay. Cool. How about you? Be quiet.
I think what motivating each
How
other-
did you even motivate yourself to like be the best character?
I was just really focused on what the outcome would be. Like when I watched it back, I wanted to make sure that I was going to be happy with what I saw. So I guess not putting pressure on myself, but I was like, I had to get it right. You know what I mean?
100%.
And these guys did a really, really good job, and they did sick. Like, I'm really happy with it.
And have you guys watched the final edit or no?
Nah.
I watched the rough version,
Little
but I
while ago,
haven't seen the
You saw a rough
finished
cut in
film.
Christmas.
Time ago.
Yeah, you love it. Great, that's so lucky. And lastly, did you have like any difficult scenes that you felt that you had to like redo and like repeat to get it perfect, or is that throughout the whole?
There's a lot of things on set for me anyway. That's like when you're producing, directing and stuff, you don't really realize like aeroplanes and weather and like the tiniest little things that like go into it, and you have to stop the whole day and you have to revisit it. But then you revisit it and you're like, oh shit, you weren't wearing that jacket, or that happened. So that sort of stuff is annoying, and it can be really simple scenes like the simplest of scenes just talking. So that is like a pain. But I should say probably one of the hardest scenes to film was, I think there was a day, I think most of you guys were there, when I had to do a scene where I had to like scream "Leave me alone" at Manesh. And that day, yeah, that was such a hectic day. Everything was like behind schedule. A girl fainted. Is a girl here today? Did you faint?
Oh no, it wasn't me.
Oh no, so you look at her. No. Did you faint? No, yeah, there was a girl, and her mum said to us at the beginning of the day, she was like, yeah, you know, she's like prone to fainting. And me and my mum were like, yeah, it's cool, we'll look after her. And literally mid-scene, we just see this girl like drop down the stairs. I'm like, and then I remember there were so many people there when we did the scene. Yeah. And when we did the scene, I remember people coming out of the basketball court, people were laughing. I was like, bro, this is emotional, like allow it. But that was kind of hard, but it looks really good on camera, so that was really good.
Cool.
But yeah, sorry, you guys go ahead.
Louise.
Hardest scene to film.
Yeah, you're
The hardest scene to film.
hardest one.
I know what scene it was actually for you.
Which one?
I'd say maybe. Actually, I'm not gonna say it. You can think for yourself.
I guess the ones where when we were filming on the estate and it was raining and you guys kept pushing me because we had to do this scene where they were like picking on me and ended up on the floor a lot. So probably that one.
Probably there's one scene when I'm like real emotional, like I'm crying, and like I find it quite hard to cry sometimes, so I had to use a cry stick, and it got in my eye.
Okay.
So it's like putting like something like, I don't know, Vicks or something in your
No,
eye.
yeah, literally.
Yeah. So that after that, like my eye was that was hard to shoot because my eye would have.
I remember my sister literally chopped it in your eye, bro.
Yeah. So.
Are you planning on continuing to be director, writer, producer, actor, the whole quadruple threat? Or are you trying to look to move into one specifically?
I mean, initially I was kind of been focused on acting, and I never really saw myself doing writing, directing, and all that kind of stuff. Like even when we started, I'd never really take credit for it. I used to just be like, oh yeah, someone else is sorting this out. But I think as a few other like opportunities have come around that are quite big, I think that I kind of realised that I must have a skill for it. I'd like to think so. I definitely do think that. Well, I'm doing it like in a few more projects. So yeah, I do think I will be doing it more. But acting is my sole focus. But there will be some other writing, directing, and producing stuff going on.
If you could like describe the whole process in like 3 words, what would you use?
Excruciating. What would you guys say? Let's get a word each.
Challenging.
Yeah, 100%.
Fun.
100%. And I'm trying to think of a word that's not too cheesy, like life-changing. It's not life-changing, but like it's been a big experience.
Yeah.
So, like, a big experience. Like, it's been something that I think, even though we don't talk forever, like it's been a big experience. So yeah, been a mashup of like craziness, fun, and like craziness. So yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of linked to this, but so basically you was like 16, 17 when you first started this.
Just about 17, yeah.
Yeah, and it's such a big thing, and like how'd you get it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're here sitting, we're like the same age, but obviously like there's this financial side of it, there's like support from other people, but at the end of it, it's you. Like, how do you make this happen at that age without like much like experience and stuff like that?
I think it's the kind of thing where it's like you've got to make mistakes. Like, there's so many things in the film, there's so many times and things like that that's gone on that I've been like, oh damn it, like, I know a lot more now and I could have done it better. But I think that you have to learn from your mistakes. Like, there's been times where someone might not be needed on set that day, you might overrun for this or that, and I think that now I know that kind of stuff, it needs to happen. And in terms of being young and doing it, I don't know, I just think if you really, really want to do something, you'll do it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. Like, I'm not saying that you can wake up tomorrow, find a film and do this and you'll be successful, because it might not happen. But I think that as long as you're determined and you really do love something, you want to do it, wake up the next day and go write your own film. Go start working and save your money and put towards stuff. Negotiate deals with people and say, will you do it for this much and that? There's ways around things and ways to get your thing up and coming and working and stuff. So there's loads of things, but just make sure you've got a love for it to begin with, and yeah.